Hi, I'm Mike from the Who Dares Rolls podcast. On behalf of the UK Gaming Media Network here at the UK Games Expo 2016, and I'm joined by Joe from Osprey Games.
Hello, thanks for bringing me on.
Hi, well, nice to have you. So what wares have you bought for me today to tantalise me with?
Well, we got two new games that we're kind of pushing here.
Cool.
The first of these is Escape from the Aliens in Outer Space.
Nice.
Some people may know this game already. It's been out for... An edition of it was out for a few years, first as a print and play, and then as kind of a paper edition. And we've kind of taken that and made the ultimate edition because we liked it so much. So, as you can see, we got a nice cool box here. What we've done is we've replaced the old paper sheets with dry erase boards. So, as you can see here, what you've got is a number of different parts of a space station. And the space station has been infected with a horrible alien virus, and some of the crew have been turned into aliens, and some of them have not. Unfortunately, no one knows which ones are which. So, at the start of the game, everyone is dealt a card, and let's see if I can find the aliens and human cards. But so basically, everybody is either a human, one of the blue guys here, or they're an alien. So if you got 4 players, you'll have 2 aliens, 2 humans. If you have an odd number, there's an extra alien because there's always more aliens.
Always aliens.
So, but you don't tell anybody which one you are.
But like a scary game of hide and seek.
It's exactly what it is. So you choose your map board. There's 8 to choose from. Humans will start in one sector. Aliens will start in the other. Humans are trying to get to the escape pods. Aliens are trying to eat humans. Pretty simple. Now, every turn what happens is you go around in a circle. The humans can move 1 hex. So they will write down here what hex they've moved into. If that's a white hex, they just say silence in all sectors. Nobody hears anything. Exactly. If they step into a gray hex, however, they have to draw a card. And the card, if it's a white card, they get to say silence in all sectors. If it's a red card, they unfortunately have to say exactly what sector they're in. If it's a green card, they can lie, and they can say any sector on the board.
This are the games I've played with where people forget that and say the sector they're in anyway.
Which will get you killed.
Which will get you killed.
So everybody will know you've stepped into a gray sector. And they know you might be lying or you might be telling the truth. So they'll probably make a note on their own board. This is where they might be.
That's where Bob was.
And as you see, if they start to follow a line, you'll know where they are. And if you're an alien, you'll home in on them and try to munch them. So, it's a very simple little game that produces a just strange amount of tension. It's a game I've actually seen people kind of get jittery and give little yelps during.
It's a cracking game. It's like a real white knuckle sort of roller coaster.
Exactly.
And for fans of that hidden style of movement game, it's so simple to teach. And get playing. And it doesn't outstay its welcome. You're looking at 30 minutes, 40 minutes a game, if that. And it's a cracking fun. I love it.
And we've taken some of the ideas that have been in the various previous editions. So we do have now each one of the aliens and each one of the humans, as you can see, has a special little mark. So each one has a special power, and usually that's an ability you can use once during the game. So you can see the list of all the special powers. So, like, some of the aliens can use human equipment. One of the aliens can move 3 spaces, but only on his first go. So, kind of something you might want to add after you played a few times.
Play a few times, basically,
just
and then
to
chuck that
add
in
a little more confusion. And also, some of the movement cards will actually be pieces of equipment. So that's like your hypo. You get to move a little extra fast or something.
In time.
Exactly. So just adds more unknowns. And should you want to be really, really mean when you're playing, there's a deck of 5 cards that's basically 4 green and 1 red, and you play that when you get to an escape pod. You draw 1 card. If it's green, you're out of there. You're human, you've escaped, you've won. If it's red, the escape pod's a dud, and you have to run for a different one.
Cool. So, no, it's a cracking game. Anyone who's not played it, I wholeheartedly suggest they jump on board, because it's a really great little game. This is out now, isn't it?
This is out now. You can buy it at the show. It's $29.99. So
bargain for the entertainment you get out of that. So cool. So that's fantastic.
Yep. So,
how are we going to top that?
That's our big game.
That's our big release. I believe it comes recommended by Shut Up and Sit Down.
Shut Up and Sit Down. They even let us put their little pear logo. Unfortunately, it was on the plastic, which I tore off. But yeah.
Yeah. So if you need
recommended
any further.
They loved the original game so much and saw our prototypes. They said, "Yep, we're gonna love that too." So.
Yeah. Well, my copy's worn out, so I think I might have to
time to get a new one.
Upgrade it. So what have we got here? The
other thing I got for you is a very small game that plays really big. It's The Ravens of Thri Sahashri.
Okay.
It's by a Japanese designer called Kuro. You may have heard of him.
It rings a bell.
Got a pretty good reputation as a guy who designs real thought-provoking kind of games. It came out in a very limited release in Japan.
Yep.
We saw it and said, "This is something special. We want to play with this." So, the first thing you'll note is we got some really nice packaging here, kind of a slip-cased edition. It's very tight because I just opened it. So, you got your rule book.
Yep.
You got your cards,
cool.
And you can see we went with the bigger cards just because the artwork's so good.
Yeah.
We really wanted to show it off. So you got your deck of cards, and then at the bottom you got 3 numbered envelopes.
Okay.
And I'll get to those in a minute.
Okay. Interesting.
So it's a co-op game. 2 players working together. Okay. So you got the 2 character cards.
Yep.
You got Rin and Feth, and kind of the premise of the game is that Rin has gone into a coma.
Okay.
Her friend is a psychic who's trying to rescue her. He's going into her head. He's finding all these memories, but he doesn't really know how to put them together or how to use them to bring her back to consciousness.
Okay.
So what you have is basically he's got the deck of cards, and he chooses how many of those cards to draw each turn.
Cool.
And he has to kind of assemble them in sort of a puzzle using the different...
the pictures together there, yeah.
Shuffled this up, obviously. But,
yeah.
And then what she does is she's taking these cards back off to assemble sets, essentially. Yeah. But the 2 players aren't allowed to communicate.
Okay.
So the only way they can really communicate is by him playing cards and watching very carefully which cards she takes. Yeah.
And then trying to
gauge, does she need red cards? Does she need purple cards? Unfortunately, for both of them, somewhere in the deck are lurking the Ravens. So, in fact, they're lurking so hard.
There we go.
And basically what the Ravens do is if you draw a Raven, then basically whenever a card is discarded, it'll go under the Raven, and the Raven eats that memory.
And that's gone.
And it's out of the game. Because essentially you have to play through 3 rounds.
Right.
But each round you're losing
cards, so it's making it harder for you to make those
It's getting harder and harder.
sets.
So it's a real solitaire puzzle that the 2 players have to work through.
Cool.
And we wanted to, because it's a game very much kind of about the narrative, about her memories and rescuing her, we wanted to add kind of a little legacy element that also kind of carried on the story. So when you first win the game, you get to open envelope number 1. That'll both carry on the story, but also give you some new elements to the game to use and make the game harder.
Nice.
And then you get number 2, and then on to number 3 until...
All right, so even once you've mastered the base set, there's more there, just something else there.
And mastering the base set is no easy feat.
No.
This is a serious thinker's game, so...
Cool.
Lots of replayability.
Nice.
Lots of challenge for it. So.
And how long was a gameplay of that? Was that about?
Probably looking at 30 minutes to an hour.
Okay, no, so it's not
not too long. The first few times you play it, you'll probably be referencing the rulebook a few times because there are a lot of questions. But once you get going, you're going to want to play it again and again because it's hard.
It looks lovely. It looks beautiful.
Right.
Fantastic. And that's obviously out as well.
That's out. That's out now. It's $14.99. You can get that on our stand today. And the last thing I've brought for something completely different.
Yeah, no, for something entirely different.
Is our war game, Frostgrave.
So this is a fancy battle rule system, isn't it?
Yep, it's a skirmish, kind of 10 guys aside, fast play little war game. It actually came out last year, but has kind of been the big hit. for our company.
I'm hearing a lot of things about Frostgrave. It's getting some good traction from a lot of miniature players.
Yeah, it won Best Miniatures Game from Beasts of War. It's been nominated for an Origins Award. It's been nominated for Best Miniatures Game here, so it's really been a big thing for us. And in fact, the book's on its 7th printing now, and it hasn't actually quite been out a year.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah. Now, the basic premise is that everyone plays a wizard.
Yep.
The wizard has an apprentice and a collection of soldiers of various types. And you're all adventuring into this ruined city that used to be the center of a magical empire. Been lost for 1,000 years under ice and snow, and now it's been rediscovered. But all the mages of today are kind of like, well, that's where all the big magic used to be. So
let's get over there.
That's where we're going. So it's kind of a little gunfight of a war game.
Cool.
It's very fast, and I think what people really like about it is it's a very open game. It's we do have official miniatures for it, but
you can
use whatever you want.
Bring whatever you to the party.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's why I was hearing about it. Is that you can? It's a rule set, and you can adapt that to whatever minis you've got.
If you've got some fantasy miniatures, you've probably got all the minis you already need to play.
Just crack on with it.
Cool. But lots of campaign, treasure to find, experience to gain, new spells to gain. So yeah, really been a big hit for us.
So yeah, cool. So there's plans for Frostgrave? I mean, obviously,
there's one expansion book already out that basically does a campaign. It's called Thaw the Lich Lord. You play through 10 scenarios to kind of tell this story.
Okay.
And next month we got another one coming out called Into the Breeding Pits.
Okay.
Which kind of takes the action underground, where lots of old creatures are
horrible.
running around. So.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
so yeah, I mean, I am. This is one that I'm kind of like on my radar. It brings me back to my roots of tabletop wargaming and stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of. I've heard a lot of people describe it as a throwback, and I think what they really mean by that is, it's just kind of got a lot of freedom to just do what you want, take the rules, and just play it the way you want to play it.
Do what you want to do.
Yeah. So
cool.
Nice.
Well, that's a hell of a slate you guys have got lined up there. And this is out obviously now, and the expansion one's out, the second one's coming.
Yep.
And how much would one of these set me back?
This is 15.
That's a steal, sir.
Yep. And one more thing I'd like to mention, can't show you because nothing exists yet, but one kind of exciting thing we've got coming out later this year in October is Escape from Colditz.
Oh, yes. Yes. I forgot about that, but you got me now.
So, yeah, a lot of people will be aware of Escape from Colditz. It's interesting for me as an American. It's something that I wasn't really aware of.
I think it's a very British
thing. It's a very British thing, but once I came over, I just started hearing about it. It's almost a piece of board game culture here. And when we started doing board games, it's one of the first things we thought, this is something we'd love to get.
Yeah.
And,
so that's underway at the moment. So when can we expect?
That'll be out in October. So it'll be at Essen. Be at Spiele for Essen. So
fantastic. No, I'm looking forward to that because I love Escape from Colditz. I've got an old, battered.
Yeah, I think
old version of it. Well,
those are actually hard to come by now.
Yeah, they are.
I think a lot of people will be good.
It cost me a few quid to get one of them. Okay. But yeah, no, I'll be well looking for updating to that.
Right.
Cool. Well, Joe, it's fantastic for you taking time out from obviously a very busy stand.
Yep.
Lots of cool stuff. It's a pleasure, sir.
No, thanks.
I wish you well for the rest of the expo, and I can't wait to see Colditz and have a look at the Zen stuff.
Terrific.
Cool. Thank you.